for this baby waffle blanket, you will need 5 skeins of 100 grams yarn. You will have some left over, but you can always do a bigger border. You will need a 4mm hook. I'm using the trusty tulip today. You will need some scissors, and you will need a darning needle. Now, for any waffle blanket, it doesn't matter what size you want to do, you will need a chain that's a multiple of 3. Now, the last baby blanket I made that was a waffle stitch, I used 150 chains. So I am going to crack on with making 150 chains. Make sure your yarn is on the top, and then put your fingers in and pull it through to make a loop. That is how you make a slip knot. That's how I do it anyway. So yeah, now I'm going to make 150 chains. Now to chain, you wrap the yarn around your hook and pull it through. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46,
47, 48, 49, 50. This is where you really wonder whether you can count or not. But yeah, as you can see, I've now got a chain of 150. And what we're going to do is we are going to do a double in the third chain from the hooks. That's 1, 2, 3. And we're going to do a double all the way along for this waffle stitch blanket. So just double all the way along, really. If you didn't know what a double was, I'll show you. You basically yarn over, put your hook in the chain, yarn over, pull it through, then you yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. I use US terms, I should say that. I always forget, but I should say it. But yeah, I use US terms. And this bit is literally just a double row, so just double all the way along. And then I'll show you what to do next. So we're almost at the end of the first row, which is just doubles all the way along. So just keep going until you get to the last chain. I love the Pato baby prints and how it changes colour. You can find this yarn on the website froggetcrochet.co.uk. We only deliver to the UK though, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. And there we go, there's our last double. So then what we're going to do, tighten that a little bit, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. Then we are going to, sorry, just getting everything organised. We are going to we're going to double crochet into the first stitch, like so. And then we're going to do a front post double into the next stitch. So you go, the post is in front, and then we're going to do 2 more doubles. So 1, 2, then we're going to do another front post, and then 2 more doubles. So 1, 2, and then another front post and 2 doubles, front post and 2 doubles, another front post, 2 doubles, and this is what you can do all the way along. So front post, 2 doubles, front post, 2 doubles, until you get to the other side. This pattern is a 2-row repeat, so this is the first row of that. So like I say, front post, 2 doubles, so we're almost at the end of this row, and we're going to do front post, double, double, front post, double, double, front post, and then we're going to go double and double. There we go. So you've got this, you've got the start of a waffle stitch there. Feels lovely. I love the feel of it. And then we have got to chain 2. So this is the second row of the repeat, okay? So we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to do a front post, and then we are going to do a double, and then we're going to do 2 front posts. So 1, 2, and then we're going to do a double, and then 2 front posts again. So 1, 2, and then a double. The front posts are always in the ones that are slightly pointing towards us. So front post and front post, and the double is always in the one that is slightly behind. So that's how we do this row. So we do 2 front posts and then a double, 2 front posts and then a double, 2, and then double, and then front post, and then a double, and you just keep going like this all the way along, and I will meet you when you get to the other side. So front post, and a double. So this is row, I'm going to call this row 3. The one before is row 2, so you just repeat row 2, row 3, row 2, row 3, but I'll come back to the end to show you what to do next. So we're almost at the end of this row 3, and we're going to do a front post, a double, and then a front post, and then on the chain we are going to do a double. There we go. Then you're going to do a chain 2, and we're going to do row 2 again because this is part of our repeat, but you can see the waffle stitch starting to take shape here. Then we are going to do a double in that stitch, and then this one is a front post, and then we're back to front post, double, double, front, double. I did an inside pull and it barfed at me, so I've had to wrap it around. That's why it's been a bit pickly at the moment. Front post, double, double, front post, double, double, front post, and I'm going to see you at the other end and I'll show you what to do one more time for the next row. So here I am almost at the end of this row, so we're going to do front post, double, double, front post, and then we've got double, double, so double and double into the chain, then we're going to chain 2, we're going to turn over, and we are going to do a front post, and then a double, and then front post, and then we've got a double, front post, double, front post. Right, I'm going to stop the video here, but what I will say is I've shown you how to do all the rows now. You should have a pattern which is looking like this. It's gorgeous, isn't it? I love this pattern. And what I would do, I would measure the length of the blanket, and I would keep doing these rows until the length and the width are the same. Right, now I'm coming to the end of this skein of yarn, and I've got two choices. I can go until I get right to the end of the whole thing, so there's only this much left, or I can stop and change at the next row. So I'm going to show you both, how I do both, okay? So I'm just going to get to the end of the row. Sorry, I'm just like on it. There we go. Right, then we've got our front post, and then we've got our normal chain, well, no, normal double, sorry, like this. Now what I could do here is, so this is the end of my row, what I could do is get the new yarn. I'm just going to do it to show you, and I could just loop it over like so, link it in here, and then chain from there. So I could do my 2 chains. So that's 2 chains. And then what I could do is put all of this, these tails here, and I could crochet over. Remember, I'm going to show you both, so I'm not actually going to stick with this, but this is what I'm doing for now. And then I could carry on crocheting as normal. So this is just my normal double in here, but I'm crocheting over these ends so that they are more secure. Okay, just like this. You might need to give it a bit of a tighten, but that's okay. Just pull the end and it will tighten. And then we've got our front post, and as long as we're crocheting over the ends, this is fine. Okay, but if I change at the end of this row, I'm actually losing quite a lot of yarn because I've still got all of this left. So this is not the way I want to do it. So I'm going to undo it, and then I will show you the other way. So the other way I could do it is just continue, chain 2, turn. I've actually got quite a way now. I'm on my last skein after this one. So I just forgot to record it to show you. So I'm just going to continue until I get right to the end of my yarn, and then I'll come back and show you what to do next, okay? Right, so I'm coming to the end of this skein. And there's still 2 ways we can do this. I know I said there was 2 before, but there's actually 3, but it's up to you how to do it. You could do like half a double crochet and then join the next yarn in here like this, and then you could carry on as normal and crochet. So I'm on just a normal double and crochet over the ends. I don't feel that that's particularly secure, but that's just me. But you could do it like that, and that's absolutely fine. But the way I do it is I pretend like it's got a factory knot, and I tie both ends, but I leave a fairly long tail. So I've got just like a factory knot. I always undo my factory knots and redo them because they don't leave a long enough tail, and then you end up with a knot that's poking out and it annoys me. And then just continue until you get to your knot. Like so. And then what we do with these ends is we just crochet over them. But for me it's more secure because they are also knotted together as well as being crocheted over. and then you just continue making sure that you crochet over them. It's not the end of the world if you don't crochet over them. It just means that you will have to do some more sewing in of ends. Rather than just snipping, you'll have to actually sew in the ends. But like I say, it's not really the end of the world. Just I'm a bit of a lazy crocheter, and I like to just get things done, you know. So yeah, just continue with until you get to however long you want your project to be. I'm going to measure mine in a minute because actually I think mine might be approaching the right length. So I will come back to you when I'm measuring it so you can see what I do. So as I said, there's two ways you can measure whether this is the right length. I'm going to measure it this way using my tape measure. And really, ideally, we want it to be a square. So this is 66 centimetres. So let's measure it the other way and see if it is also 66 centimetres. So actually, I've got about another 2 centimetres that I need to do, and then it'll be the right length. But the other way you can do it, if you're feeling a bit lazy or you don't have a tape measure, you can just fold it by the diagonal. And as long as the corners meet, you'll know whether it is the right size or not. And because mine overlaps here, we can tell that it's not quite big enough. So I'm going to do maybe 4 more rows and then I'll come back to you. So I'm almost at the end of the last row that I'm going to do with the front posts. And then, because we started with a whole row of just doubles, I'm going to finish with a whole row of just doubles. You can put a border on if you would like to, but I'm going to leave mine without a border this time because I quite like it without a border. But let me show you. So we're doing a front double, double, front post double, front post double, and double. Then we've got front post double and just a double in there. And then we're going to chain 2 and turn. And then this is my last row, and I'm just going to do a double in every single stitch. Double, 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 and double. And I'll meet you when we get to the other side. So I'm just coming to the end of the row, and then we're going to fasten off. We're going to sew in any ends that we find, cut any ends off, and that will be the waffle stitch blanket finished. I hope you found the tutorial helpful. And don't forget this last little stitch, which is down here, actually goes into the chain, and then we're going to just tie it off. So get your scissors, give it a snip, and then I pull that bit through there just like that, and that is it fastened off. I will tie that end in a minute, but for now I'm going to go back and I'm just going to snip off any ends that we've crocheted over. Just pull it a little bit tight, pull it, and it'll hide. Got another one here. So again, just pull it a little bit tight, snip it off and stretch it back out. And it'll become almost unseeable. Just checking all my other ends. Can't, oh, there we go, there it is. Give it a little pull. Cut it off. And then straighten it back out. Obviously we've got the end at the start. Just trying to see, so I've got another end on the back. I've used 5 skeins, well not quite 5, 4 and a little bit. Now this one I can't cut off, well, I can, but I think actually it's not long enough. So I'm actually just going to double back on itself just to make it a bit more secure. So I'm just going to thread both needles, and I'm going to go over the first stitch so that it anchors it, and then I'm going to go back through. I realise I have just unthreaded the needle, but it's fine, we'll rethread it. There we go, pull that back through, and then just straighten it back out so that it's not got a hole. There we go, and snip. Depends how much of an end you've got as to whether you have to do that. If you've crocheted over a long way, you don't always have to do that. That's quite far. Snip. And there's an end there, so we'll snip that and just stretch it back out. And then we've just got the end at the beginning and the end at the end. So for this one, I'm just going to thread my needle. And I'm going to go down the chain as much as I can, like that. And then we will go through here. I'm just going to go through the stitches to hide the ends. Stretch it back out so it doesn't pull it. And then I'm going to go back up this post. I just go wherever to hide it. I don't think it really matters where you go, as long as it is well hidden and there's quite a lot of it, and you go back on yourself so that it is nice and secure. And by going back on itself, I mean there's an anchor stitch and you just go back the other way. As long as it's the same colour, it's not really going to be seen. And then we've got the end at the start. This one here. It'll be hard to go back along the chain, but it is doable and you can do it. That's how I usually do it. So I'm just going to thread it back through as much as I can, the chain. Because it's the same colour, it'll be less noticeable. And then I'm going to find a stitch that anchors it. So this stitch here, I'm going to use to anchor, and then I'm just going to go back the other way. And then once I've done that, I'm going to snip it off. Give it a little tug so it doesn't look too tight, and then snip it off. And that is the end of our waffle blanket. Well done. Thanks for joining me, guys.